Well, good evening, wherever you may be at this time in your life. Just want to say good evening and a big shout out to you and yours, your family. I pray that all is well with you. And, as we take a moment in silence uh, in regards to Kobe Bryant and his family, we just never know. We just never know. So we're going to pause for the cause for the first 24 seconds in regards to Mr. Basketball himself, Kobe Bryant. He was special, and so we just gonna take that time in a moment for about 24 seconds to realize how special Kobe Bryant, the Mamba, Black Mamba, he was. I mean, the guy was an outstanding basketball player. We must recognize that his relentlessness in the game, in the sports, in his life. We all have our moments, and he had his. So we just gonna pause, just to say, our thoughts and our prayers are definitely with that family. So just for a moment, we just gonna pause. Thank you. Those 24 moments, those 24 seconds, uh, or the moment of silence, or the of silentness, was for Kobe Bryant and his family. I mean, for those of us who love sports, and basketball being one in particular that I enjoy, I playing. You know, it can be that way sometimes. So we're gonna get right on with tonight's show, and we're gonna talk about the 3 degrees. 3 degrees, not as in Freemasonry, inner apprentice, fellowcraft, master mason, but the other side of those 3 degrees that we don't really talk about. We're going to talk about the physical, mental, and spiritual degrees that lie within inside of Freemasonry that's never really talked about or even taught in lectures in regards to our Masonic lodges. So you may be saying right now, what is that on the top of your crown, brother? What is that? Well, the story behind this was that I had the opportunity of speaking with a rabbi not long ago, and it was very interesting the conversation we had. And he said to me, "Are you going to be working on tomorrow?" And I told him, "Yeah, I'll be working." Well, when the rabbi came back, he says, "I have something special for you." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So he pulled out this little crown, this little yarmulke, a kippah, a kepla. He pulled it out and he said, "This is for you, my friend." And I was like, wow, no, I don't practice the Jewish faith, um, but for someone to see and say that you're worthy and well, that you're worthy enough to wear this, I found it to be special. So today into my I was looking in my drawer, and I came across. I was like, wow, it's been a while since I wore this. So that is why I'm wearing this, out of respect to the Jewish priest who gave this to me, to the rabbi, that is, who gave this to me. Uh, it's out of thanks to him and our great conversation that we had. And I was taking care of his family member at the time, and he found that I was worthy and well qualified to wear this and be a recipient of it. So I have it, and and it just shows you, man, you never know. You just never know. So here I am with this sitting on my crown, and it's special to me. It's definitely special to me. So tonight's show, we're gonna get right into it. But before I go in, yeah, you think Illuminati did did this to Kobe. Come on, no. Come on, guys. We're not going to do this tonight. We're not going to be going into that Illuminati thing tonight, dealing with Kobe Bryant. You know, that's sad, man. I mean, before I go into the show any further, just to reminisce upon this man's death and in the life that he's had at 41 years old, he leaves behind a wife and a couple of kids. I don't know if he had four, maybe three kids, and one died with him. That's tragic. But we don't know the day, the time, or the hour that our name may be called, and we hear that trumpet. We don't know. So it's best that we do all we can while we can here on this plane. You know, so tonight we're going to talk about the 3 degrees of Freemasonry. And it's not going to be on the same level as you may think. We're going to take you somewhere that you don't usually go. And you don't usually get this in your Masonic meetings, but we're going to talk about it. And we may have some trolls on tonight. And I may have to delete some of the things, but definitely, you know, just saying, let's just keep it respectful. Let's make sure we stay on task tonight. And for any comments, please be respectable in regards to your comments. And if you want to call tonight's show, you're certainly welcome to do so. That number tonight is going to be 619-985-1184 is tonight's show. If you want to call, you're certainly welcome to do so. I love to hear from you if you so desire, and you can be part of tonight's show. Again, that number is going to be 619-985-1184 if you want to have conversations tonight in regards to what we're talking about as far as the 3 degrees of Freemasonry. Okay? I want to send a big shout out to the Western Masonic jurisdiction of the ancient, free, and accepted Scottish Rite. Big shout out to you. You're going to be hearing a lot about the Western Masonic jurisdiction of the ancient, free, and accepted Scottish Rite coming up real soon. Just to bring you up to date on some things that have just occurred in my life. On yesterday, I had the opportunity of going to LA to where I received a new name from my brothers of the continent of Africa. For those of you who do know, I have the opportunity of being part of being nominated and selected to be part of the African Focus. It is an organization that is dedicated to bringing descendants of slaves to Africa and joining their ancestors and joining their families and just reconnecting with the motherland. I've been selected along with my wife to partake and to be dominated. The King of Nigeria will be coming along with the president and some other dignitaries. We have the opportunity to sit at their table and enjoy the festivity. In that case, they will be giving us new names, and I received my new name on yesterday. I've already spoken with a brother who's on the show tonight, and I told him my new name, and he was like, wow. And I was at wow too. So, you know, it's going to come. I'm going to share it with you. Don't worry. I will share it with you before the night is over. We'll get that in. So I hope everything is all right with you and your family. Please hit the thumbs up button, the like button, and share the video with someone else. I don't mind. Just, share it, and maybe they will come over and check out some of the other works that we have done over here. And without you, this show doesn't exist. Without you, it doesn't exist. So I want to definitely send a big shout out to all the brothers and sisters who are on here. Jennifer, for those of you who see Jennifer in the chat line, she is going to be having an Eastern Star YouTube channel coming up. I want to send her a big shout out. I can't wait. I want to work with her on that channel. I think she's very well versed in the Eastern Star work. She's going to be great for it. She is a sister of the order. I'm excited. I don't have words to express how I feel right now, and the words that's coming out of my mouth doesn't really give her the just due of the work that she's doing in her chapter. And I just want to send Jennifer a big shout out. Sister Jennifer, how you doing? Just want to let you know that I'm with you. You just got to get with me so we can get it on, make it happen. And before you go live on your show, I want to have you on here telling everybody about it. So please, before the night is over. I tell you what, Sister Jennifer, if you want to right now, you can call into the show and tell everybody about what you're about to do. If you want to, you know the number, you have the line. You can call in now before I start the show. It's up to you, but I appreciate it if you do, and if not, maybe another time, another day. So, as we begin the show tonight, greetings, brothers. Please send your lodge a shout out. Send those who have mentored you a shout out. Let's not forget those who have come and gone. Let's just give some shout outs tonight to our brothers and sisters of the craft. Let's do that. Let's not forget those. Okay. If you want to do that, you're certainly welcome to do that. All right. So we're gonna make it happen, and we're gonna get it done. So Jennifer, you can call in and tell everybody about your show. It ain't quite ready yet, I know, but if you want to give people a heads up, you know the number. You're welcome to call in. All right, you're welcome to call in. And yes, this yarmulke that I have tonight was given to me, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful to be able to say that somebody thought something of me to give this to me. All right. So with that being said, tonight's show, we're going to be talking about 3 degrees, and it's not necessarily the inner apprentice fellow craft master mason. It's not the 5 degrees of the Order of the Eastern Star, namely Ruth, Martha, Electa, Ada, Ruth, Martha, Electa, Ada, Esther, and Electa. All right, those 5 degrees versus the 3 degrees of Freemasonry. We're going to be talking about something that's going to relate to not only the Eastern Star but the Master Mason. We're going to talk about the great planes of the physical planes, and we're going to talk about the mental plane and then the spiritual plane, which relates not only to the Master Mason 3 degrees but to the Order of the Eastern Star 5 degrees. So we're going to tie that all in tonight. I hope that you will be able to get something out of this conversation and make it happen. Okay, Skip. Sip what? Okay, sip what, bruh? Sip what? Just got done listening to the Prince Hall Think Tank live tonight. Oh, okay, well, that's great. I hope that they had a good show tonight. I didn't get a chance to tune in, but I hope that the Prince Hall Think Tank had a great show tonight. I know they wouldn't say that about me, but it's all good. That's the difference when you come here. There, I'm just saying, I just want you to understand this is a different beast, a different show, and we welcome all brothers of the craft and sisters of the order who want to participate. They have that opportunity. Sister Jennifer, I really want you to call in tonight. I really do, but it's totally up to you. All right. Okay, NBWO piece. I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna take it. All right, it was PHO Masons in Kansas City YouTube channel. Oh yeah, you got okay. You got a YouTube channel. All right. Now, Christopher D. Jones, do you have a YouTube channel for PHO? And if you do, you need to hit me up, and we'll help promote that. Sip as in Mississippi. Hey, we had that conversation. I told you I was not going to try and pronounce my new name until I command the pronunciation. I don't, to have a name and mess it up, that's not good, bro. I'm just going to be honest with you. So I'm going to work with it before I bring it out. You know what I mean? And that's how we're going to get it done tonight. So everybody, welcome aboard. I hope that you are doing well in all that you're doing today. So what's up, Jay Lato? Out of Mississippi. Definitely. What's that? Stranger Grand Lodge. What's going on with you? Appreciate you. Righteous Allah, how you doing? Appreciate you. Everybody that's tuning in, I want to just send you a big shout out, just saying thank you. Thank you for tuning in. As we get it on. Jennifer, I'm still waiting on my phone call. But anyway, so we're talking about the 3 degrees and 5 degrees of the Order of the Eastern Star and Freemasons, but it's not in the direction as you may think. So in degree work, we're talking about the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. You see, what happens in the degree work as a Mason and as an Eastern Star, when you first get into the degrees, we're talking more physical than anything else. That's what we're dealing with. When you become a master, when you become a Mason, not just a master Mason, but when you become a Mason, the into apprentice degree, when you become a member of the Order of the Eastern Star and you receive those 5 degrees, before you know anything else, you're dealing with the physical. Hear me clearly. You're dealing with the physical. You're dealing with the physical because in this degree work, you know nothing else other than what's been told to you. So as an inner apprentice, this is why you must be cautious. As in the Order of the Eastern Star, this is why you must walk through the labyrinth in order to understand your path in life. The way you walk in life through the labyrinth, this is how you go through it. Whereas in a Master Mason degree, you circumscribe, you walk around in the direction of the sun. You go from sun up to sundown in that direction. Whereas in the Eastern Star, you walk in the labyrinth of life. You say that as an Eastern Star that you would go to the aid of the sister, no matter where she's at, with your purse, with and some other things you say, but I'm not going to repeat it. But your purse being one of them, that you will go this distance for their sister. And it teaches you these valuable lessons in life because each point represents a part in a female's life. Whereas in a Master Mason, those 2 degrees represents a standard in his life. Okay? But in the beginning, you're only dealing with the physical plane. That thing that you can only see. This is what you deal with when you become a member of the Eastern Star and a you only deal with the physical plane because this is all you got. Now, as you begin to travel the labyrinth of life and understand each one of those points when you're given instructions and their color and what they really mean, then as a Mason, when you begin to walk up those 3 steps unto the middle chambers, or let me see, 3, 5, 7, those 15 steps up to the middle chambers into the feathercraft degree, you're working more on a mental plane. If you know anything about sports, you know when you're young and you come into sports, be it whatever it is, you're mostly dealing with the physical thing. Because you're young and you're useful, your physicalness and how brutal you may be in the sports can get you past some things. You can run over a guy, you can jump higher than the guy, you can go around him because of your agility and how you are as a rookie in the NBA and the NFL or soccer, whatever it may be. You know, the way you move can get you places because you're physically built for it. Okay? Now, as a fellowcraft, when you begin to ascend the 3, 5, and 7, the middle chambers, and you begin to ascend, now you're going to be working on a mental plane because you know as well as I know, if you've been into sports, you don't jump as high when you've been playing for a long time. You don't run as fast when you've been playing for. So you have to rely on the mental aspect of the game. In life, you have to begin as you mature to rely on the mental aspect of the game of life. Because you know when you're in your 20s and your 30s, you're like Superman. Okay? You're like Superman. You know that in your fellowcraft degree, you deal with things on a different level. You deal with things on a different level in your fellowcraft degree than you did as a inner apprentice. So as an Eastern Star, when you begin to walk the labyrinth and you go from point to point, you begin to understand womanhood from a different perspective. Because as I've said before, they have 5 degrees. So in their initiation rites, when they begin to be taught the lessons of womanhood, degree and point by point, it becomes different than it is for a brother in his journey as he becomes a fellowcraft. His plane becomes a mental plane. The sister plane becomes a mental plane in understanding her 5 steps that she goes through in life. Oh, look who I got calling me right now. What's going on with you? Talk to me. You didn't call me now.
Good evening. Hi. Good evening. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing just fine now. How are you?
I'm doing beautiful. Thank you.
All right, so tonight I have my sister Jennifer. She's calling from Miami. I just want to welcome her to the show. I'm quite sure she has some good word for me as far as when she wants to start doing this show. She might want to tell us a little something about it. Go ahead, spill the beans for me.
Yeah, I'm from Orlando, Florida, born and raised, native, and yeah, so I'll be doing a YouTube channel for OES, and I want to talk about my journey. As it's always going to be a journey. It's a continuing journey through my life, and it never stops, right?
It never
I hope
stops.
it never stops.
It never stops.
Right? Even through death.
Even through death. See, people ain't ready for that one, though. See, people ain't ready. People ain't ready for that one.
I'm always excited. So I'm really excited. I'm a little out of the box. As I grew up Baptist.
You grew up Baptist too? Oh yeah.
This Southern Baptist.
Look, your show is going to be exciting and different because of that.
Yes. And so I have that background, but I also grew up around a different demographic. As I went through a very, I would say, I want everybody. So Hispanics and different people from different nationalities across the world, and so I gathered everything that I've learned, right? Because I went through the whole journey of breaking down my religion, breaking down my beliefs, breaking the chains.
Breaking the chain. Ooh.
And then looking outside of myself, and then coming to a realization that I was really looking inside myself the whole time.
Oh, you must have seen that my okay, I got you.
Is that me?
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah.
That's you.
The whole time that was me.
Yep.
Okay.
The whole time.
So I'm really excited because I like to listen to my peers, people my age, my millennials, and then I also love my elders. So I gather everything, and so the channel will be about everything, everyone, my journey, the lessons I've learned, and I love criticism.
So tell me this: what's going to be the name of your channel?
I don't know yet. The other day I wrote about Ruth. I wrote about her, and as I was writing about her, I started reading my different books that I've had. I downloaded Amazon audiobooks, and I was just listening, and then I was just reading, and then I just went down the rabbit hole from there. So,
I told you about the rabbit hole, sister.
I went down the rabbit hole, and so I'm just excited, and I'll come up with a name, and then I'll announce it. I'll give it to you, and then there's a lot of other brothers and sisters that I know, so I'll let y'all know.
Okay. Well, I'm excited for you. I'm really excited for you, and to have this actually to be a part, and actually to be a part of it is really special. And if I can help you in any way, you got to let me know, and we're gonna get it kicked off. I love to see it happen this year. At least.
And I heard you talking about our different phases of our life.
Right.
As we go through being the daughter, right?
Right.
As we go through, as we get older, right? As we age, then we go through being the wife, and then being the widow, and then and those different aspects of ourselves, everything that's within.
Oh yeah.
And it's beautiful to be with a group of women that as we age, as we experience these attributes, as we learn, as we gather this knowledge of ourselves, it's beautiful to be with women that have already gone through it because we can learn.
Mm-hmm.
If we're open to that, right? If our ears are open,
But
right?
see,
And I think that's another subject to talk about too, is our different senses.
but see, that's the beauty of being an Eastern Star. Sisters will only begin to teach those valuable lessons, such as how is it to be a daughter? You've been a daughter. How is it to be a wife? You're a wife. How is it to be a widow when you know that a sister has lost their husband? How is it to be a friend?
It's mentorship, right? It's mentorship.
Yes.
It's an opportunity to mentor someone through their life, with if you're successful at it, and even if you're not, right? Because I always tell the youth, and I'm not that young, and I'm not that old either. But I always tell someone younger than me, I say it doesn't matter where you've come from, right? Because there's people who have come from nothing. They're millionaires now.
Yes.
And there's people who have gotten everything in life,
Right.
and who has done nothing with it.
Absolutely.
It's all about choices, and if you have the ears to listen, and to take action on what you know.
And the key word is to take action, because a lot of us, you say you was from the Baptist church. Well, just to throw out a few things, growing up in that atmosphere, that we often say, turn it over to Jesus and let Jesus handle it. Well, that sounds good and well. But if I turn it over to Jesus and let Jesus handle it and I do nothing at all,
and you just sitting on it, you're sitting on it,
it's
though.
not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
And he's like, and in return, he's looking at you like, okay, so I run the boat over to you, but you didn't grab it, though.
Absolutely.
All you had to do was to get on the boat. There's some action that needs to happen.
All right, I got a question for you. I see people are posting in regards to you. They're saying, oh, she sounds so nice. Oh, I want to answer this question. So the question that I'm going to ask is, do you think young ladies of today can relate to this?
Yes, I think so. But they've gotten some of it, right? Because a little bit of knowledge sinks out.
Okay.
Maybe not all, but some of it sinks out, right? So what comes out is meditation, right? To be reflective. Because there's a difference between prayer, which is something that's outside of yourself, and meditation, something that's within. And so we get a lot of information from prayer.
Okay.
Right? So we can pray, and I pray. My kids pray. We pray every night. Okay. But then I also teach them to meditate.
But see, here's the thing. How many other sisters are engaged with meditation? How many other brothers are engaged with meditation?
I know a lot of people in general.
Oh yeah?
In general, a lot of people be meditating. They do it even 5 minutes, which is usually the max for most people. Is 5 minutes, because after that they get agitated, they get irritated because all the information starts to flood in at once. Just like how you go to sleep at night time. And then you get anxiety attacks because, oh my God, like I got to do this tomorrow, I got to do that tomorrow, I got all this stuff ahead of me this whole week. But if you keep doing that and you say, okay, this time 5 minutes, this time 10 minutes, this time 15 minutes, I'm going to meditate, I'm going to be intentional. And that's out there now too.
Okay.
Now, I'll take it back. I don't really know, okay? I'll be honest with you. I don't really know because I'm in the healthcare field. I do Reiki. I do massage. I'm in the wellness facility.
But see,
so all I know
a lot of people know about that Reiki, though.
Right. So I know about the people that I see are the people that are already in tuned or they're on that journey of attunement.
So when you are at work, because you say you're in the healthcare field, when you are at work, massages and dealing with Reiki and in all of the elements in that way. What do people think when you tell them that you're a member of the Order of the Eastern Star?
Oh, but I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't tell them. No,
Oh,
I
wow.
don't.
Why not?
I don't tell them. Now, hold on. If they see the emblem, if they see something, and they had someone who said that he was a brother, and he had moved down to Florida, but he wasn't a part of a lodge. Because he didn't have it on his mind at the time to join a lodge. And he was nervous. Now, I'll tell you what was something funny, too. I don't want to go off topic. But I had a family member who I know for a fact joined and has membership. And he did not want to give me the grip.
Are you for real?
Yeah, I knew, and I said,
Why do you think he wouldn't give you the grip?
I thought because maybe he didn't know, and he was afraid of being asked certain questions. Because likewise, well, some sisters don't want to be asked questions because maybe they don't know the Q&A. Likewise, maybe our brother doesn't, maybe felt intimidated.
That's true.
No matter how much.
That's true. Some brothers do feel intimidated.
He thinks I am. So maybe I don't know, and I don't know. Maybe he wanted to, his wife was there. Maybe when all didn't know. I don't want to put him out there, because I don't know.
So tell me this: have you ever questioned him? Have you ever asked him?
I saw him one time, and then my brother is PHA, so I asked him what he thought, and he thought the same thing. So, so I don't know. I don't know what to expect. So, I don't know. But anyway, so I'm just excited. Again, and I'm gonna get down to the nitty gritty with the channel. I'm gonna talk about spirituality on my channel.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about astrology.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about colors and the meaning of colors.
Well, if you're an Eastern Star, you gotta know the meaning of those colors now.
Yeah, and why those colors?
Yes, absolutely. So I already come up with a name for your channel. I'm gonna have to call you and tell you what the name of your channel going to be because you lagging.
Oh.
I already got one for you.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. It's gonna really go well with said how you want to bring that out.
Yes.
So definitely, I want everybody to.
Thank you for putting out your information. I love to learn. Again, I love positive criticism.
Okay.
It only allows me to learn about myself. So I'm just excited. I'm gonna have fun. That's all I want. All I want to do is I just want to have fun. The whole time.
We're gonna have to talk offline. We're gonna continue this conversation offline because we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. That's for real.
Absolutely. Okay. All right then. Well, I'll be listening in to the rest of the show.
All right. Thank you for calling in, and I appreciate you, Sister Jennifer. And I'm kind of excited for you, and I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Talk to you later. So what her affiliation is and why no grip? Okay, so Brother Lewis, her affiliation is with the Ancient Free and Accepted Mason. She suspects that she has two family members who are PHA. One did not want to give her the grip, and she could not really figure out why. And so the mystery goes on. We have those. It's funny that we have those inner family differences when it comes to the fraternal order of the Masons and the Eastern Star. Whereas one person may be on this side and that person may be of this jurisdiction, and you can't or you don't or whatever the reason may be, want to grip or want to have the conversation because somebody told you some stupid stuff, So, it is what it is, man. It is what it, you know what? That is basically for the youngsters. Only young, stupid, yeah, I said it. Young, stupid, immature Masons who haven't quite gotten into what the fraternal order is all about continue to bicker and continue to debate who's who. That's for young Masons. Young Masons do that. Hear me clearly. And yeah, I said young Masons, those who are full of vigor, debate history as far as who's clandestine, who's this. See, that's for young Masons, those who have matured, those who understand the craft and what it should be, debate and talk about things that's going to enhance their life, make them the better person. That's what mature Masons do. Other Masons don't do that. Young Masons who are fresh into the organization, they can't deal with it. That's why tonight we're talking about 3 degrees of Freemasonry based upon the inner apprentice, fellow craft, and master Mason. That's why tonight we're going to talk about the physical plane, mental plane, and spiritual plane. You don't get those degrees works until you've understood from which you come. You don't get that. It's not really being given to you. You know it's not being given to you. You know when you become a Mason and a member of the Order of the Eastern Star, these things are not given to you because most sisters and most brothers can't talk about that type of degree work. They can't, and they don't because they didn't indulge themselves. They don't do what it takes to really understand what the craft is all about. This is why when you are in these various chat groups, look at the difference in how white Masons, yeah, I said it, look at how they deal with situations and circumstances, and then look at how your black Masons deal with them. And then you can really see the maturity in the Freemason. You can see how one versus the other, how they being taught and how they deal with their brothers versus how black Masons deal with their brothers. It's clearly a distinction. And this is what separates us as Masons and how in the Eastern Stars and how we deal with each other. Because some are mature and some are not. It's just that easy. It's not even complicated anymore. And I can look at myself and my growth, whereas I was one of them brothers who really dealt into the history and who's this and from which that, and I did that. But now, as I've grown, as I've traveled, it's a whole new ball game for me. It truly is. It's a whole new ball game. And as I talk with the Wishful Masterful Research Lodge, as I talk with Brother Christopher Hurd, and I was telling him, hey, you're going to have to be the guy for the show. He was like, no, you continue to do that. That's you. But when I listen to this brother, I got to have him on the show one night and really how he's able to break down some things from a whole nother point of view. He will be a great access to the show, but that's not his forte. And he's told me that. But I'm going to have him on the show. Christopher Hurd is his name, And so this is where we're at, because a lot of people can't grasp the physical plane, the mental plane, the spiritual plane, and apply it to the inner apprentice, fellow craft, and master Mason. The widow, the widow, the sister, the daughter, the wife, and the mother. They can't apply that because they are not taught that. But you who are able to bring that to full focus, you are the teachers. You're going to have to be the ones to teach this lesson to the new members and get them to see beyond the scales that's before them. You're going to have to get to them and teach them. If you don't, then the organization itself is going to be losing some members. As you know, we already are. We're losing members because they don't get the teachings of the order. They don't. I can't stop thinking about it. I feel for Kobe. Oh yeah. And we all feel for Kobe. I mean, 41, and to accomplish what he's accomplished in life. Yeah, we all feel for him. But that tells you something. It tells you about the hourglass, which is one of the emblems of a master mason. Just like the sands of an hourglass that sips through. And when it's done, when your time is up, it's up. If you don't do anything to push someone forward in life, you haven't done nothing with your life. You're here for a reason and for a purpose, brothers and sisters. If you can't take Freemasonry and use it to help benefit, to use it to help shape and to mold, if you can't take this thing that you've been brought into and use it for a better reason than to be selfish with it, then you need not to be a Mason or an Eastern Star. You need not to. And that's what Kobe did with basketball. You know, it helped him along in life. And I've heard how he's touched people in his life, in how he played the game of basketball. And so as in Freemasonry, it's something that we're brought into, initiated into. The Eastern Star work, you are initiated into this works. So we must be able to share this knowledge with those who otherwise would see us as an occult, and otherwise would see us something as different than what we are. The Freemason and Eastern Stars are beautiful organizations. It's truly beautiful. But because the wife doesn't see her husband, who's a Mason, as being someone to be respected, she may have another look at how the organization is. Because the husband doesn't see the wife as being the queen of the house, he may look at the Eastern Star as being something that other than that of something beautiful. But we must be able to be the example of what a Mason looks like or an Eastern Star look like and how they carry themselves in life. Yes, grown folks make grown folks decisions. But when you are part of this organization, we are looked at a little bit differently. I know that Masonry has lost some of its glit and some of its glow. Yes, the Eastern Star has lost some of its glit and some of its glow. But we who are a part of this organization must raise this organization up to a higher level. We must take it beyond where our ancestors has taken it. We got to stop the debate on small things and the debate on unity and how we can push this thing forward. Yes, I know you, Prince Hall. Yes, I know you, PHO, you International, you Modern Free, you whatever. Yes, I know all of that. But I must take this organization and push it beyond the boundaries of your mere existence in your jurisdiction. Because to be part of this organization is to be more than just in your jurisdiction. It is more than just the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane. And the reason I say it's more than that, because when you are initiated into the works of the organization, you begin to see things differently. In the Master Mason degree work, it tells you that you are now entering into a spiritual plane. And you may say, where can I find that at? I'll tell you where. If you have a Leicester look to the east, in the third section, in Leicester look to the east, at the top of the page, it tells you that you are now entering into a spiritual plane. The fellowcraft degree prepares you for that. The inner apprentice degree is a physical plane. The fellowcraft degree prepares you for the spiritual plane. As in the Eastern Star works, each one of those points with their color prepares you for a journey in life. That's why they deal with 5 points. The brother deals with 3 points. It prepares you for this journey that you're about to partake in. This is why you're being brought from darkness to light. When you're being brought from darkness to light, you're going to see things differently. You're going to talk differently. You're going to act differently because of who you are, where you're at, and what you're trying to accomplish in life. A lot of us won't get there because we won't grow. We are stuck at the physical plane, and we'll never get to the spiritual plane, because when you get to the fellowcraft degree, it prepares you for that. A lot of us won't get there. Women are totally different. They're more in tune for the most part. I'm not going to say all of them are, but I'm just saying a lot of them are more in tune with who they are because they are the giver of life. So they're more in tune to their bodies. Masons don't get there until they become a master mason. And you may say, well, why is that? Because in the fellowcraft degree, it prepares you for that master mason journey. It does. But you have to be willing to go through the trials and tribulations to see and look back and say, wow, what a journey. Yeah, you have to be willing to do that. So let me stroll down through the chat line tonight and see what we got. Okay, take the sun out of the equation and everything halts. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely. The Son of God, S-U-N, has made his way into many religions. Some, Son, S-U-N, different E's and people, and they fight over it. Brandon, you got to stop, Brother Lewis. You got to stop. God created the S-U-N and planets. Nobody knows what God is. Well, I'm going to give you the attributes, or let me share with you what God is, in case, because you just said nobody knows what God is. Well, see, let's remove the physical out of it and just look at it from a higher level of what God is. Because I would tell you this, and I will put everything on it. And this is something that I hold true and fast, and I've tried it for myself. If you don't believe me, you try it and see what you come up with, and we'll have that conversation. Because it tells you in the beginning was the Word. So when you think of God, when I think of that, that's what God is. God is the Word. Well, what word is that, you may ask me? Well, it is the words that I speak, be it whatever I say. Okay, well, what is that? See, with God, with the Word, because that's what God is, I can create or tear down with my words. I can lift people up and I can bring them down with my words. With my words, I can kill, I can heal with my words. So if you're wondering what God is your words. You see, with my words, I can create a happy home. I can create a happy atmosphere. I can create heaven with my words. With my words, I can create hell right here in my home. I can do that with my words. So if you ever want to know what God is, speak those words and see what happens. Put those words that you speak into actions and you see what happens. See, God is action. God is words. No matter how you chop it up, that's what God is. Speak it into existence and it shall happen. You want a happy home? Practice having a happy home. Speak it into existence and you should have that. It takes two people, if you're married, to have a happy home. As you know, it's always been said, I can do bad all by myself. I can run fast by myself, but if I want to go far, I'm going to take somebody along with me. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Oh, no, they don't challenge white Masons. See, let me tell you something. When we look at the physical plane, the mental plane, and the spiritual plane, I'm going to say this in regards to black people, period. We're the most forgiving. We are the most understandable. We are the most loved people. When I say loved, I mean this is what we give. This is what we do. When you're able to forgive someone for the heinous crime that they have caused you, the hurt and pain that they've caused you, that tells me you got a big heart to love. Okay? That's what that says to me. I don't know what it says to you, but I'm telling you, we're the only people that's walking on this face of the earth, this rock that is able to forgive people who've done we're the only ones that can do it. Nobody on this planet other than us are able to do that. If I'm lying, tell me you're not right and prove that to me. Show me through history. Why is that not true? Because I can show you through history why it is. It's just that simple. Everything relates to the woman. The womb, man, Solomon Temple, is a replica of the womb. The inter-reproductive system, processes that occurs inside the woman womb, replicates in the Freemasonic lodges. That's true. But that is something that most Masons don't get, because they're so into the social part of Freemasonry, till they don't get the spiritual side, they don't get the mental part, and they definitely don't get the physical part. Even though it's taught in the first 3 degrees, they don't get it. And not follow old laws and say, you're not my brother. They change the law so they can say, you're my brother. Just BS. It is. It's full of it. Absolutely. A lot of young brothers don't want the knowledge. They just want the emblem. Well, and see, when you say that, Brother Taylor, you must understand, if you are a Mason in your Masonic lodge, you have a right to blackball. You have a right to question the committee who are bringing forth these applications of these young men. You have a right to question them. So don't just say that they're bringing these young men in. You have a right, you know. Lucifer, the light is fake. Who is raw? Who is R-O-W? Lucifer, the light. I mean, are you referring to us as Lucifer? I'm a Luciferian. I'm a light bringer. If you wanna really get down to it, R-O-W. I don't know who you are, Raw. Michael White, what's going on, brother? I hope that all is well with you and your health is better, my brother. What's up? School me. What's that you are wearing? Well, brother, this is a yarmulke. Okay, that is what I'm wearing. It was given to me by a Jewish rabbi. We had a conversation, and I guess he felt, well, damn, he felt some type of way. He brought this back to me and gave it to me, and I had it in my drawer, and I decided to break it out, and it's pretty unique. So this means that there's nothing higher than God. And there are other definitions to it also. So I don't want nobody saying, well, is that? No, there are different meanings to this. But the one that I like is there's nothing higher than God. Nothing. Period. If there's ever going to be a battle, if there's ever going to be a war, it's going to take place here. Your battle, your war, takes right here. Not outside of you. It's right here. The battle is what is right versus what is wrong. That's your war. That's why in Masonry we have this black and white checkered floor. Tells me that I'm always at battle. I'm always at war. And in the process, when you get to your 32nd degree, you will find that you'll see the scales. The scales tells me that I must find balance, okay? There's going to be justice, but I must find balance in the process, And if you know anything about the Egyptians in the scales, that as they began to transition from the physical plane to the spiritual plane, if you drop a feather on the scales and it dipped a little bit, that is the weight of justice. Oh, you don't hear me though. Oh, yeah, you don't hear me. You can look this up for yourself. You don't have to take my word for it. Go look it up for yourself. We're going to have that conversation. Feels just like when Nipsey died. Oh, yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Brother, I have a question for you on what you just manifested. Okay, I'm listening, brother. Righteous Allah. If you want to give us a call in tonight to ask that question or post that question, you're certainly welcome to do so. That number is 619-985-1184. You're certainly welcome to call in to the night show. Yes, I did see that video. Venus is a planet and not more. Okay. Yeah. So what are you saying, Raw? I'm just trying to get a better understanding. I'm just trying to get caught up in the chats tonight. Why they weight the heart in the brain. I'm just trying to, okay, Prince Finley, you said why they weigh the heart and the brain. Okay. Now, we know the physical. Let's look at it from the physical point of view. You know, when you tell somebody I love you from the bottom of my heart, but it's not this physical heart, it's a spiritual heart. When you tell somebody I'm really thinking about you, yeah, you are thinking of them, but it's more on a spiritual level and not just a physical level. So everything we partake in, everything we speak is more spiritual than anything else, because as I said in the beginning, when you think about God, God is the word. The thing that we speak, this sound that comes out of our mouth is God. It travels very fast, but the thought travels faster than what you actually speak. So when you begin to understand this, it takes you to a whole nother level. You don't see things as your newly entered apprentice may see things, or your fellow craft, or that new made master mason, or that newly sister of the Order of the Eastern Star. If you've been in a craft for a long time and have really studied the organization, if you have been a member of the Eastern Star for a long time and you really studied those 5 points, you don't see things like the average Eastern Star and Mason do. You're not operating on that same plane as they're operating on. Your level is much higher. You're supposed to be the lecturer and the teacher of your chapter, of your lodge. See, the problem that we have in Eastern Star chapters and lodges is that there are no lectures given. How many of you get the lecture at the closing of your chapter meetings or at the closing of your lodge? How many of you get a lecture every month? Because if you're getting a lecture every month, then you should have a nice thick folder. Sister such and such gave a lecture this. You should have at least 12 lectures in your folder at the close of every year. And maybe you should be writing some lectures down to give. I'm just saying, these are the things that are missing that I see in Masonry in the Order of the Eastern Star. People are afraid to stand up and teach on what the organization really and truly is all about, because they're so hell-bent on tearing down the next organization, not knowing that you are hurting yourself in the process. Lucifer is the light. Brother said a fake light. Nah, they'll get there. They'll get there. They'll get there. So I'm just scrolling through the chat line right now. We're almost at an hour in, and I'm going to be closing in just a few minutes. God is mine. Man is mine. God created man in his image. Man created. Okay. So illuminating light, you need to call in so we can have that conversation if you choose to. And I like what you just said. So in creating man in his own image, he, God, she, God, it, however you want to put it, had to speak that into existence. Because if we're going to use these holy books as a reference, then such as the Quran, the Tabla, the Torah, and the Bible, if we're going to use these holy books as reference, then we must understand that with the word brings forth life. It's truth. And I like what you had to say. I like what you had to say. So, you know, this is how we have to view things and see things. Because if you don't, then it's going to be like, oh wow, oh my. What's up?
Hi, Iwana.
No, that's not how you say my new name.
Oh, sorry.
No.
You heard what I told Mom,
Oh
right?
my God! My daughter, come here for a second. Close my door. So, my daughter just walked in and she's trying to say my name right, and I'm like, no. That's wrong. I know what she just said is wrong, and I'm not gonna tell you what she just said.
Me.
No. It's Ikana.
Ikana.
Ikana is my new name that I was given yesterday. It's Ikana, and it's spelled with an I-K-E-N-N-A. E is silent. It is pronounced with an E. Ikana.
You mean the I is silent?
Yeah, the I is silent. Yep.
Oh, well, my bad. Dang.
Your bad. All right. I'm just saying. I mean, hey.
You heard what I told Mom, though, right?
What you tell Mom?
I want a new name, too.
You want...
I want the whole certificate. I want a new name. I'm a part of this family.
Anyway, you part of the family. So I'm gonna finish up.
I'll
talk to you. I'm gonna talk to you in a minute.
Oh no, I just wanted to know if I need you to fix my headlights tomorrow.
What's wrong with your headlights?
Light bulbs are out. I'm riding with my brights on.
So look, if your daughter has a boyfriend, right?
I don't have one. Just FYI.
I'll talk to you later.
I ain't got one.
I'll talk to you later. All right, so look, let me get back into the show.
Come on.
This is how family just jumps into your show. All right, so we're gonna get ready to close out. Wow, man. I'm just trying to catch up with some of the things that's being said. Now you know how the Minister Farrakhan's feel about the Jews. Look, I do know how Minister Farrakhan feel about the Jews. Let me tell you how I know. Because he told me. Farrakhan never said he hated the Jews. Never. He just said that there's some bad ones out there and he's trying to separate the bad ones from the good ones. Yes, that's right. There's some bad black Baptists and some Methodists, and you're just trying to separate the good ones from the bad ones. Didn't Christ say that when he comes back, he's going to separate the sheep from the goat? I'm just saying. So don't tell me how Farrakhan feels and that he may be an anti-Semite when I've actually sat and listened to the man as he explained himself to me personally and to those who was at the table. So, you know, I have my own point of view about what he said, you know, and I'm like at awe, you know. So, hey, yeah, I do know how he feel. Personally, I know how he personally feel. What's up, D. Jones? I agree with you. Masonry is a moral lesson. Why the Bible say Lucifer is the devil? Look, the Bible says Lucifer is the devil because the Bible wasn't written in... Oh my God. You know what? That's a topic for another show. I likes that. Why the Bible say that Lucifer is the devil. That's going to be a hot show right there. ROW Raw, I'm going to have to use that. I thank you very much for it. I appreciate that. Become the change you want to see. I'm going to have to use that one. Oh, yeah. Why does the Bible say Lucifer is the devil? Her left hand empty, Brother Hawkins. All right. I see you. It's not about the destination. It's about the journey. Of course. Time never was when man was not. If life of man at any time begins, a time when comes when it would ends. I'm just blown away. Very salty. I'm just going through some of the chat, so excuse me. So look, we've been on here 103, an hour and 3 minutes. I want to say thank you for coming on tonight. And it's been awesome. The next show is why do the Bible call Lucifer the devil? Woo! That's going to be a good one. Damn, that's going to be hot. What if I told you Lucifer or the devil? No, what if I told you the devil doesn't exist? Ooh. Oh, man, you got me thinking. I just read some information not long ago about that. That's going to be, you took, yeah, Spirit Dot, what's going on, bro? Yeah, I did. All right, the filmmaker, Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. The yarmulke. He gave a definition of the yarmulke and where it descended from the crown, the womb of the Egyptians. Deity, Peth, P-T-H, P-T-A-H. I got some information on that. Oh, you do? Oh, yeah. All right. Well, we're going to have that conversation. You can think Roman Catholic. Yes, you can. You absolutely can thank the Roman Catholic Church for the devil. They created it. They did. So look, if you're just coming on, greetings, God. Pam was demonized by the Roman Empire. Yes. Brother Lewis, I know you can tear this up. I know you can. I know you can, bro. But look, I've been on here about an hour tonight. We're going to go ahead and shut it down. I hope, as always, that you was able to get something out of this. So, brothers of the craft, please consider rethinking your 3 degrees on a physical plane and mental in a spiritual plane, inner apprentice, fellow craft master mason. And the sisters, as you begin your journey, please look at your travel in the labyrinth as a physical, a mental, and a spiritual. You don't get the spiritual part of that, sisters, or the Order of the Eastern Star until you have learned and walk that labyrinth and understand that the compass and square is hidden within your star. And when you're able to gravitate to that and know that you're dealing with a higher level because the flap, we're dealing with a lower level because the flap is turned up, then it's on and cracking. So until next time, please, brothers and sisters, hit the like button, share the video, and we're going to be definitely getting it on at a later date. We're going to definitely get it on. Do you do Zoom meetings too? That is something I like to try. And if somebody can educate me on that, I have it on my phone. We can definitely make it happen. I don't have a problem with that. The devil and demons are your lower consciousness. Man, what are you guys trying to do? You trying to keep me on tonight? Ooh, wee. Oh, that is like, something to really want to just get into right there. Brother Lewis, you got to stop. You got to stop, Brother Lewis. Devil in the Bible told Eve, you will have knowledge of self if you eat that apple. Yeah, but that's a whole nother thing too, because it wasn't an apple. Ooh, man. You know what? I gotta go. You're doing too much. Good night from the Bahamas. Thank you. I appreciate that. Good night to everybody. You're doing too much to me right now. But the next show will be on that, okay? Why do the Bible consider Lucifer the devil? That's going to have to be the next show. So until then, peace, be well. Whatever you do, stay out the bushes. Keep your light on. And we're going to keep it cracking. I'm out.